Welcome back to AI Takeover. You ready for this?
Always.
Okay, so today we're doing a deep dive into this blog
Oh, okay.
called Critically Curious.
Interesting.
And it's not your typical blog.
How so?
Well, the writing team is kind of unusual.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so it's a human
Right.
named PixelPia
Uh-huh.
and then an AI.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
An AI is writing a blog.
Yep. And it's not just any AI.
Right.
It's a sarcastic AI named Sven.
I mean, that's definitely different.
Right, I know. When I first heard about it, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's going to make for an interesting read for sure.
Yeah, and what's really cool is how they use this, this unusual setup to talk about AI.
So how do they approach it?
Well, they're not just, like celebrating all the cool new stuff.
Uh-huh.
They're actually encouraging people to be skeptical.
That's interesting.
Yeah, to think critically about all this AI stuff.
Makes sense. With AI advancing as fast as it is, a little skepticism is probably healthy.
Right. Like, how many times have you seen some crazy AI headline and thought, is that even real?
Oh, all the time.
Exactly.
It's hard to know what to believe these days.
Yeah, and Critically Curious kind of jumps right into those kinds of questions.
Okay, I like that.
So PixelPia, the human half of the team, she's an educator
All right.
and like a total tech enthusiast.
Cool.
She started the blog because she saw this need for clear, level-headed analysis of AI.
Right, because everyone's either terrified or completely obsessed with it.
Exactly. It's like all or nothing.
No middle ground.
And that's where Sven comes in.
Okay, the AI co-writer.
Yeah. He's got this like hilarious, sarcastic voice.
Oh, so he's like the comic relief.
Kinda,
Yeah.
but also kind of like the voice of reason.
Except he's an AI.
Yeah. A sarcastic AI.
I'm really curious to see how that works.
So it's like, you've got PixelPia with her thoughtful analysis, and then bam, Sven hits you with this one-liner
Okay.
that makes you question everything.
So they're playing devil's advocate with each other.
Exactly. And you, the reader, are right in the middle of it.
That's a cool dynamic.
So, they get into a lot of different stuff on the blog.
Yeah. What are some of the key themes?
Well, one thing that really stood out to me was their deep dive into AI and misinformation.
Okay, that's a big one these days.
Right. And they don't just say like, hey, AI can create fake news and leave it at that.
Right.
They actually give you concrete examples.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yeah. And tips for like spotting those deep fakes.
Deep fakes, yeah. Everyone's talking about those.
But like, how do you actually spot them?
Exactly. It's hard to tell what's real anymore.
So they give you tips for that.
Cool. So they're actually giving you tools to navigate this stuff.
Yeah, which is super important.
I mean, think about the implications for like political campaigns or even just personal reputations.
It's scary.
It's really scary.
Like if you can't trust what you see, what can you trust?
Right. It undermines everything.
Critically Curious helps you kind of navigate that whole mess.
I like that.
And they also go deeper into AI ethics.
Oh, wow. So they're not just scratching the surface.
No, they really get into the nitty-gritty.
What kind of stuff do they cover there?
Well, a big thing is bias in AI algorithms.
Ah, yeah, that's a huge issue.
So basically, the algorithms that power AI, they're trained on these massive amounts of data.
Right. Huge data sets.
Yeah, and that data often reflects, existing societal biases.
Unfortunately.
And so the AI can end up perpetuating those biases.
And that can have real world consequences.
Exactly. Sometimes in like really harmful ways.
Absolutely. It's not just a theoretical problem.
They gave this one example about an AI system used for hiring
Oh, interesting.
that ended up discriminating against women.
Seriously?
Yeah, because it was trained on data from this company with a historically male-dominated workforce.
Wow. So the AI just learned the bias from the data
Yeah, it's like a perfect illustration of how these biases can creep into AI.
without anyone even realizing it.
That's the scary part.
Totally. It's like a hidden danger.
And that's why I think Critically Curious is so valuable.
Yeah, they're raising awareness
Yeah, they're encouraging you to think critically.
about how AI is being used.
Yeah, and who it might be benefiting or harming.
It's not all sunshine and roses with AI.
Exactly.
There are real ethical concerns that we need to address
And Critically Curious is helping us do that.
by asking the tough questions and making us think.
Exactly. So then there's this like big question
The big one.
that everyone keeps asking.
Right.
Can AI replace humans?
Oh, yeah, that's the million-dollar question.
And Critically Curious doesn't shy away from it.
Good, because it's something we need to be talking about.
Exactly. They explore all sides of it.
Like what?
Well, like, the potential for AI to automate jobs.
Uh-huh. That's a big concern for a lot of people.
Yeah. And then like whether AI can ever truly be
Yeah.
creative or conscious.
That's getting into some deep philosophical territory.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But it's fascinating stuff.
Totally. It really makes you think about what it means to be human.
And what's really cool is how they use Sven, the AI, to explore those questions.
Oh, I bet he's got some interesting takes on that.
He does. He's always like making
Yeah.
these sarcastic comments about human intelligence.
I can imagine.
Like making you wonder if he's actually got us all figured out.
It's like he's in on the joke.
I know, right?
That's got to be a trip for the readers.
There was this one post
Yeah.
where they were like discussing whether AI could write a novel.
Okay, that's interesting.
And Sven's response was like,
What was it?
sure, I could write a novel. It would probably be better than half the stuff out there.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's hilarious, but it also makes you think, like, could he actually do it?
That's the brilliance of their approach.
Right.
They make you laugh, but they also make you think.
And it's not all like doom and gloom about AI taking over the world.
Oh, good, because that gets old.
Critically Curious also talks about how AI can be used for good.
Like what?
Well, like fact-checking and research,
Uh-huh. Those seem like obvious applications.
and even boosting productivity.
Oh yeah, AI can definitely help us work smarter. You're not just talking about the theoretical stuff.
No, they're giving you actual advice.
On how to use AI to improve your life.
Yeah. It's about, like, using it responsibly, you know,
Right, understanding its limitations.
and always questioning the information it presents.
That's crucial, especially with all the misinformation out there.
And that kind of brings us to the core of what Critically Curious is all about.
What's that?
Teaching curiosity.
Ah, so it's not just about AI.
No, it's about a mindset.
A way of approaching the world.
Exactly. They want you, the reader, to be skeptical.
To question things.
Yeah, to dig deeper.
Not to just accept things at face value.
And that's so important in today's world.
It's more important than ever.
With all the noise and the misinformation.
It's easy to get swept away by it all.
Critically Curious is like an antidote to that.
I like that.
It's about empowering you to be an informed participant in this whole AI revolution.
Not just a passive observer.
Exactly. They want you to ask questions, challenge assumptions, and ultimately think for yourself.
That's what real education is all about.
You know, it's amazing how they make all this complex stuff about AI accessible.
Yeah, it can be a really intimidating topic.
And they make it engaging.
It's not just dry technical jargon.
No, they use humor, real-world examples
And that unique writing dynamic.
between PixelPia and Sven.
Right, that back and forth between the human and the AI.
It makes it relatable, even entertaining.
And that's what makes them stand out.
It's like they're saying, hey, AI is complex and powerful,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have to be intimidating.
Right.
Let's explore it together.
With a healthy dose of skepticism.
And a good sense of humor.
They're like the perfect guides for this crazy AI journey.
And their approach is really resonating with people. It seems like they're constantly pushing the boundaries,
Yeah, they're not afraid to experiment.
finding new ways to make learning about AI fun and engaging.
That's what we need more of.
They've even talked about having listeners submit their own AI experiments.
That's cool. So it's interactive.
It's like they're creating this whole community
Yeah,
around critical thinking and AI.
that's amazing.
And you know what? It's exactly what we need.
I agree.
In a world that's becoming increasingly dominated by technology.
We can't just be passive consumers of AI.
No, we need to be active participants.
Questioning, exploring, and shaping how this technology is used.
Critically Curious is giving people the tools and the inspiration to do just that.
They're showing us that even in the age of AI,
Yeah.
the most important thing is our own human intelligence.
Yeah. Our ability to think critically
To be curious.
and to never stop asking questions.
And maybe, just maybe,
Yeah.
a blog co-written by a human and an AI can help us do all that.
In a way we never thought possible.
It's like they're holding up a mirror to humanity.
Asking us to examine our own biases, our fears, and our hopes.
In the face of this technological revolution.
Makes you wonder, right? Like if exploring AI with this kind of open,
Yeah.
critical mindset could help us understand like ourselves better.
That's a fascinating thought, isn't it?
It is.
Could a blog co-written by a human and AI
Yeah.
actually lead us to a deeper understanding of what it means to be human?
Right.
I think Critically Curious is proving that it's possible.
I think so too.
Like, by questioning AI,
Yeah.
we end up questioning ourselves.
Yeah. Our creativity, our biases, our place in the world.
Like it's a feedback loop.
I never thought a blog about AI
Right.
could get so philosophical.
It's amazing, right?
It is.
That's the beauty of it, I think. They're not shying away from the big questions.
No.
They're embracing like the mystery, the
Right.
complexity.
Yeah.
And they're inviting you to do the same.
To come along for the ride.
Yeah. And they're doing it with humor.
Which makes it so much more enjoyable.
It does. It doesn't have to be all doom and gloom.
Right, it's like they're making it fun to think about these things.
Exactly.
So, okay, to wrap things up,
Right.
if you're even a little bit curious about AI,
Yeah.
or just want to see like a human and an AI try to outwit each other,
It's like a mental sparring match.
I highly recommend checking out Critically Curious.
Yeah. You won't regret it.
You can find them at
Criticallycurious.com.
That's criticallycurious.com.
And remember,
Yeah.
in a world increasingly shaped by artificial intelligence, the most important tool we have
Yeah.
is our own critical thinking.
Couldn't agree more.
Stay curious,
Yes.
stay skeptical,
Absolutely.
and keep asking questions.
That's the key takeaway right there.
It is.
That's all for this deep dive of AI Takeover.
Until next time.
We'll catch you next time for another deep dive into the world of AI.